Hey guys, so it's currently 2:21 in the morning as I'm recording this, and as of a couple hours ago, the national presidential debate just ended, and dude, we are so fucked. This debate was nothing but a bunch of two fucking children crying to each other, bitching about who was a convicted felon, who was doing this, who was the worst president, who was this, who was that, and I cannot believe how fucked we are. It's almost a fucking joke at this point. So, the debate itself ran off on its own, started off with a couple questions here and there, and Biden was not there. Not there physically, but mentally was not there. And this debate was really to see and really estimate and measure how much of both of our presidential candidates are good and fit for the job. And Biden was not there for the first half of that. Even though the room was empty, his mind was somewhere else. Even though the room was empty, he was staring off the space with his mouth open, not knowing what the fuck was going on. And it was embarrassing for the Democratic Party. The Republican Party, and Trump's as well, holy shit, was that a fucking shit show. It was a genuine shit show. I sat there listening to this, and I realized, holy fuck, they don't give a fuck what he's saying. There were almost, six times I've heard this man lie straight to the cameras, straight at the fucking cameras, talking about this, and that, and it needed to be fact checked over and over again. And even Biden had to call that shit out. And that just, it genuinely fucking terrifies me. How, no matter what we do, we have two senile pieces of shit millionaires, because can't give them too much credit, lying to our faces, not giving a fuck about what we need. Each question either concerned the economy, it concerned child care affordability, if it came up to being about immigration or stuff like that. All of it really was, this guy is an awful president. No, this guy's an awful president. I did this. No, you didn't. I did this. No, you didn't. I did this. And it was just a bunch of fucking children fighting over and over and over and over again. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for the Democratic Party, and it was just a landslide for the Republican Party. Holy shit, we are so fucked. And I'm gonna repeat that fucking line over and over again. Not only did we have two awful fucking candidates up there shitting their pants, looking at each other like they were fucking maniacs, but not only that, they didn't even give a fuck about some of the answers. I remember listening to the childcare argument, and instead of talking about how, single mothers are suffering, not being able to take care of their kids, because if having two kids is more than your rent, you can't be having kids in the United States. They chose to continue to talk about how Trump decides to fire someone because he talked badly about the troops, and then how Biden doesn't care about the troops, and how Trump doesn't care about the troops. Holy shit, dude. Both of these guys are fucking awful, and I don't care how much of a performance test this was. Both of them just showed all of us Americans, that neither of them are fit for this fucking office. And I say neither of them because one of them sat there and lied to our faces over and over again. And the other one sat there with his mind somewhere else on the fucking planet. Biden is gonna end, if he wins this term, he's gonna end up in a fucking wheelchair, old as hell, sipping from a fucking sippy cup. And if Trump wins, holy fuck, are we gonna have each other on each other's throats at that point? If it shows you, I fucking hate both of our options. Both of our options are just the worst we could have ever asked for. And keep in mind, this is the first debate. This is the first round of them having to do this. And we have to sit through this. Sit through these awful ass performances to watch how our country is going down the fucking drain. And I made a long time ago, I made a video about how much I hated politics, and I still fucking do, regardless if I joined the speech and debate team, regardless if I did this and that. this made me fucking hate it even more. Because it shows that they don't give a fuck about us. They never give a fuck about us. This is oh, I'm not an awful person. No, I'm an awful person. Oh, this, and fuck, man. Holy shit. And I'm just ranting, and I hate it. I hate that I have to rant about this shit because I'd rather be in bed right now, but I have to be crying about this stupid fucking debate because no amount of fighting, no amount of arguing will make these old fucking bastards actually give a fuck about us. All they do is lie to us. Both fucking parties. The Republican Party, all it does is try to divide and then say some people aren't human or this is not Christian-like, while the Democratic Party lies to the minorities' faces saying that they need our vote, and they don't change a single fucking thing. And it's just so fucking disappointing. And it terrifies me. Out of the 300 million people in the United States, one of the greatest countries on earth, we are stuck with two awful, disgusting, senile men who have nothing, no remorse for us. And even throughout this debate, even if they did answer one or two questions, those questions ended up with them just arguing about each other. And when the debate ended, they had people analyzing it, and they were saying like, oh, Joe Biden came back in halfway through, and there were a couple things that I felt needed to be addressed, like when Biden was talking to Trump about January 6th or like the Charlottesville stuff, but then Trump had to talk about the economics and inflation and saying, oh, you put those Democratic judges, even though they're Republican, oh, you worsen the economy, even though it started during the pandemic, during his administration. There was a lot of awful back and forthing, and it showed more that Biden is not capable of being actively aware in his current moment about what's going on. I feel like he did a good job towards the end, but he definitely did not bring it forth. And the Republican Party definitely had a landslide with this one. For the only specific reason that at least Donald Trump could form a fucking sentence. And that's the only thing. Because when Biden was presented a question, all you hear is, I've heard 9 different speeches from this motherfucker, and it's the same fucking sound effect this man makes. It's like he's being played through a fucking robot. And I'm just fucking bewildered, and there's nothing we can do about it, because we're stuck with both of these god-awful fucking human beings. Anyways, that's my rant.